Hello guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I'll be showing you guys how to actually flip your small account to a large account. All right, so it's not magic and it's not rocket science. I'm just going to be explaining everything to you guys in this simple video, in this one video, and it's going to be packed with knowledge, so you just have to pay attention and be focused. Okay, so the magic about flipping your account, let's say you have a $300. Let's say you have $100. You have to split it. If you have 100, you have to at least split it into the 10 places or maybe 20 places. That's $5 each, or maybe $10 each. It can still work. Let's say you have a 300, you have to split it into 30 places. That's $10 each, or it is split it into 10 places, which is $30 each, as you have 10 chances to actually make money. All right, so mind you, this strategy is a banger strategy, and it has what, zero drawdowns. It gives you opportunity to trade having zero drawdowns. So like you can see, there was absolutely no drawdown on this particular trade, and right now I'm out. Why? Because on the higher time frame I'm actually looking for sales. All right, I'm out. So now let's go to the daily time frame and look at the market together. Okay, so on the daily time frame, let's zoom out a bit so that we can clearly see what this market is doing. So from the daily time frame, we can see that the market actually got to this area. Okay, swept our liquidity. All right, that's one, and it is actually selling to this area, and this is our low, and this is our daily time frame high. So that is actually established the market is strongly bearish, and all we had to look for is what sells. Mind you, I took a buy because I actually have where I'm expecting the market to go. Because of that, I just took a scalp. All right, I'm not swinging, I'm not doing anything. So now we're just going to go back and look at this thing from the 4 hours time frame and pick our 4 hours time frame string structures. All right, so from a 4 hours time frame right now, which we're going to go into now, what are we looking at? All right, so there's actually a lot going on here within this particular area. All right, so first and foremost, this market actually came to this area, swept the liquidity resting below this structural liquidity, and it could not, there was actually no strength for it to actually come and take out this low. So therefore I'm a bit curious, because that area has actually been retested. Okay, and now what is actually giving me that curiosity is because this low was not able to take out, and now the market is actually coming to this area back. And now what are the chances that the market is actually going to respect that area and continue to downside? I know the market is bearish, so I'm also looking at this area right here. All right, so that's another area of interest for me. So I might actually be patient enough to actually wait for that area. So but anyway, I took my buys. All right, I took my buys. So you have to be very, very calculative, and you have to be smart, all right, to be able to flip your account. Like, you have to have a checklist, and it has to tick all your boxes. All right, so now let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Right here we are on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so from the look of things, this market is actually pulling back. I'm not sure yet if the sell has actually started, but anyway, whatever happens. I'm already out of this buy, because I was actually taking the buys to actually sweep that structural liquidity, but it could still go there. Mind you, it could still go to that area. So now I'm cautious of this area. Why? Because if you look at the structure right here, it's not too clear like that. All right, we have our structural liquidity, our liquidity sweep is just below. It's not giving me that energy of that I can actually trust it. But meanwhile, this area right here is untapped into, and it is very, very clear. So now, reason why I actually took this buy, let's go to the 15 minutes and then probably the 5 minutes. Why did I take this buy? All right, It's another thing too. It could be the sales happening, or it could be looking at this now. It could be the sales happening, or it could just be a trap. Okay, so I don't want to be in it because it's not clear for me. So now, why did I take that buy? All right, so I have my strategy, which I actually teach you guys, and it's very simple, guys. So and anybody can actually replicate that strategy. You all know it. So now, looking at this now, we have a sweep of liquidity, which is right here. We have a structural liquidity, a liquidity sweep. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark that now. We have our liquidity sweep. All right, so since we have our liquidity sweep in that particular area, what next are we looking for? We're looking for a break of structure to the upside. So we have a liquidity sweep, which is clear and perfect. All right, so we have a break of structure. Okay, so since we have a break of structure, mind you, I like this kind of setup because it's not too obvious for everybody to actually see it. Okay, so you have to actually train your eyes very well. Okay, we have a break of structure. I'm not sure if this is that. All right, let me just leave that. I think, yeah. So we have our break of structure right here. So since we have our break of structure, what do we need to look for? We look for what? A pullback to provide structural liquidity, which you can clearly see that we have this pullback right here. So we have this pullback right here. So this is our structural liquidity. All right, and then we have our second break of structure, which is clear and it is right there. So all that is into play. We have a second break of structure and we have the market coming back to this particular area. So as soon as the market tapped into our POI, our point of interest, or our demand zone, as you can call it, so it's actually reacted. Okay, so for you to be able to flip this account, your account, you need confirmation. So you can use the 10 minutes, the 5 minutes, and so on and so forth. So I used the 10 minutes to actually get this confirmation, and I was very early. Okay, so let's say you can even use a 10 lot on this particular trade. You can use a 10 lot, guys. You can use a 10 lot on a $30 account or even a $20 account. All right, that's the power of flipping. You understand? You want to get the entry right. You don't want to get it anywhere, but you want to get it precise after that kind of close. You just go in, guys. You just go in, and as it's moving, you can decide to add more entries. But 10 lot is okay on a $20 account. All right. So how much should we have made? I've been able to. Even $20 can actually give you 300 with flipping. You understand? So this is a very clean setup. All right, it played out nicely. It played out perfectly well. So this is actually simple. Now, guys, let me just show you guys another powerful setup. Right, whatever is happening here, I'm actually not interested because it's not clear for me. So now let me show you guys another setup. Okay, that's the VIX 10. This one was very swift. Let me show you guys. I'm actually out because I got something really massive from this. Okay, so the 10 minutes gave me the confirmation I needed, and then I went in. You can still get a 1:10 with this. You don't have to ride all the train. So that's the power of this particular strategy, guys. So you see, you can still get a 1:10 or even more, because you're not looking at the stop loss. Your goal is just to put it. You understand? So, and for the market to actually move as you are putting the loss sizes. So now let me explain this to you guys. All right, you don't have to actually take it to your TP and so on. No, you don't need something. You just have to be. You don't have to be greedy. You understand? Because this is actually giving you more than the usual. Okay, more than the usual. So now looking at this now, let's look at the 4 hours time frame, the daily time frame, and so on. So we look at the 24 hours time frame, and then there's one last setup I'll show you. Those are the kind of setups you have to look for. Okay, so and another thing why I actually closed this particular guy is because looking at the daily time frame, I was actually scalping on this. The daily time frame, it swept here, but the behavior of the daily candles here are not very supportive. You understand? It's kind of showing some bullish trends. You understand? Bullish trends. So looking at this now, it's giving me that bullish vibe. You understand? So I just had to scalp, take what I can, and I left the market so early. You understand? You don't have to try and hold everything. You understand? You don't need to do that. So now let's go to the 4 hours time frame. What is the 4 hours time frame telling you guys? So on the 4 hours time frame, we have, this is what we have. All right, so we have this area being broken, whatever structure that is. We don't care about in the chart pattern. You understand? We are just interested in building the story that actually led to us taking a scalp. Okay, so now this market broke out from this area, but spent a lot of time within that area accumulating. You understand? Just accumulating, taking stop losses. You understand? It accumulated within that area for a while. So now, why did the market actually react to that area and give us this particular setup? So now let's look at it. All right, so now let's look at this. So looking at this now, within that period of time when the market was actually accumulating within the area, this is what we had. All right, so we have what, a sweep of liquidity right here. All right, so because why, this was a high, low, and that created a low, and the market came back, swept that area. So we call that a liquidity sweep. So after the sweep of liquidity, what do we have? We have a break of structure right here. So we have a break of structure, our BOS. So but the thing here is this, that BOS is actually very far. It's not too far, yeah, from our structural liquidity. So it's not too far from our structural liquidity. But after a long while, we have the market coming back to that area. You understand? Coming back to almost close that area and then dropping and then giving us a second break of structure. All right, so therefore our story is complete. So right there, this setup is already in play. You understand? So now I expected the market to go to that area and react. So now I was actually waiting on the smaller time frame for confirmations, and I was waiting on the 10 minutes, 15 minutes, anyone that actually gives me what I'm looking for. I'm already inside. I'm not wasting time. So now you see this kind of candle. So look at this candle. Look at. Don't play with this candlestick. So you see this guy here. That's your messiah for you to flip. Same thing you saw on the 10 seconds. Same thing you're seeing here. So you see, that's your messiah for you to actually flip. So you can go all in on your $10, guys. If it blows, it blows. You understand? On your $20. So what happens? Let's say you use 10 lot size on, or 20 lot size on this, or thereabout. What are you gonna make? You're gonna be, if you use 10 lots, you're gonna be making $350. You understand? So that's cool, guys. It's actually cool. So you don't have to actually try to perform $10 to 1,000. It's not gonna work, but it can give you consistently. You can see within 120, 150, 200, 300 like that. So it's working fine. So now let's look at crash 1000. So let's look at, crash 500. This was an amazing trade. I did not take this one. I actually missed. So now this is actually a very, very clear setup. So like I told you guys, watch my video on this. So for this one, this is a very strong high probability trade, and I'm expecting it to drive all the way to that place. So if you are using 10 lots on your this one, but for this one, for you to be able to open those kind of big lot sizes, you need to have probably like $60, $40, $50 on the account before you can actually use that. So imagine you using 10 lots, my guy, you're already out with probably like a 500. So you don't need to hold it to heaven. You understand? Before you make money, you don't need to. So right now, let me actually break this down for you guys. So now looking at this, all right. So we have this guy giving us a high, then give us a low, and then it went all the way up, and then break that place. So as it broke this area, that is what we call a sweep of liquidity. So right here, what happened here is the market went up, took out that structure, internal structure, internal structure. There's what we call external liquidity and internal liquidity. So it took out, there was a break of that structure or a shift in market structure, and this gave us a pullback that provided what our structural liquidity. So you have to study to understand before you can be able to flip your account. It doesn't just happen in a single day. You understand? You have to practice, and then we have finally why this trade was actually valid, because we have a break of this our external world liquidity. There was a break of that structure. So the liquidity resting above that area was taken out. So as soon as it came, there was a reaction. Now let me show you guys. So you need, before you can actually make money, you need confirmation, you need skills, you need to understand the technicality behind it, fam. So now let me show you guys something. Yeah, so I'll go to the 30 minutes time frame now and show you guys this exact confirmation candle. So you have to be watching when the market gets to that area. You just have to be watching the time frame. You dance from one time frame to the other. So right here, all right, so you see this confirmation. All right, let's say, yeah, see this confirmation, yeah, or maybe let's say, yeah, you waited for that pullback and then you entered. Let me zoom in a little bit so that you can see it. See that guy? This is our best friend. It's more like our messiah. So you see it. So now let's say you use the 10 lots, 5 lots on this. You can, if you are using 5 lots, you lose 20 something dollars. If you are using 10 lots, you lose $49. If you use 100, you lose 490, and so on. So now you can see, and if it gets to here, my brother, you are making $1,450. You understand? That's by 10, and if it's 100, you're making $14,000. So that's that, guys. I'm expecting this guy to actually hit the take profit target. All right. So again, let's review. Let me show you guys my VIP group. So this is the VIP group. Yeah, so we are in a trade now, with 51 seconds, but it's not a high probability trade. So but we are in it because we spotted an opportunity. All right, it's not a high probability trade. We are in it because we spotted a, yeah. So now this is the VIX 51 seconds, guys. So that's the VIX 10 index. So we are already out, guys. So you can, let me just show you guys. So guys, this is the VIX 10 index. Okay, we went massively aggressive on this one. We were very aggressive and we took our profit, fam. So this is when I entered. Although I had late entries, I was supposed to enter somewhere around there. Okay, somewhere around there, but somewhere here. So we had some late entries, but we went all in. And then this is the VIX 51 seconds, VIX 50 index. This was the setup. I always share my setup with my VIP members. Okay, so this was the setup, just simple. We have a sweep of liquidity, pull back to provide structural liquidity, and finally, if it doesn't break the low, we are not entering. So we broke the low and then came back. That was why this trade played out. So this was the setup. After today we just hit our TP. We held this thing for like 3 days. So you see, we had our sniper entries. This is the kind of setup you need for you to be able to flip that small account of yours, fam. You need these. This was jump something. Immediately took our stop losses. Okay, it went all the way in, all the way till it hit our take profit. So we don't actually give the market too much room. We don't give the market too much room. So this has not played out yet. So I share my setup with my VIP members. So this is the VIX 50. All right, so this is it. It played out nicely, well. And guys, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more and more videos like this, for you to actually flip your account. Stay blessed, man.